Okay you guys, so this time we are making Sailor Pluto. So for this chibi you will need some flesh colored clay and some white clay for the torso. Then for the skirt I used black clay, and also for the boots, which is a number 9, this way around. For her hair, so this is like a very dark olive color. And I mixed, like, I don't know, maybe 3 parts of tropical green with 1 part of black, but you're gonna have to try it out yourself. You can also just, like, maybe use black clay and then dust on some green chalk pastel. I don't know if that will work. And for the little bow, I used some red color that I found. You might get this color by mixing the cherry red with a little bit of black, but I have no idea. I found this chunk in my bag of red clay, so yeah, just figure it out. If you want to have the little heart here, you will also need some Indian red clay, but you can leave that out if you don't want that. Then you will need various tools. I like using these two, the large end for making the indents for the eyes and the semi-pointy end for texture. And the other side has this really small dotting tool and whatever. You might need a silicone brush, but that is not necessary. A toothpick does the job just fine. Then some blades for cutting your clay. If you want to turn her into a charm, I recommend you use a needle tool before, like, sticking the head pin through the body and the head. And again, I think that head pins are more secure than eye screws, but if you want to use an eye screw and feel safe with that, then just go ahead and do that. At the end of the video, I like to paint on the eyes using acrylic paints, which I'm not going to show right now, but I do have this waterproof pen, which is really thin, and I like to use that for drawing on the eyelashes and the eyebrows. Okay, if I forgot to mention anything, you will notice throughout the video, and then you just have to get that additional material. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. For the head, you want to start out with a conditioned ball of flesh colored clay and then make an indent for the forehead using one of your tools, and also 2 indents down the sides to form a nose. Then use your fingers to smooth everything out. Remember, a little goes a long way. You can also pinch the clay to make the nose more prominent. Then take a larger dotting tool and make 2 indents for the eyes. I decided to go with oval eye sockets because that's what the chibis look like on my pictures. Then take your needle tool and twisting and pushing at the same time, drive through the head. So for the body, there's like 2 different ways to make it. You can either just use white, because the neck of my chibis is not really visible, or you can use the technique that I also used for the Shingeki no Kyojin chibis, which is making the body from 2 different colors. So here is a ball of flesh clay and a ball of white clay, and then just roll it between your palms to make teardrop shapes. Make sure that the teardrop shapes are small enough for the body, and then cut each of them in half. Take the bottom half of the white ball and the top part of the flesh colored clay, stick them on top of each other, and make the 2 colors bond. As I said, on my chibis the neck is not really visible, so I'm going to go with a plain white body. For the legs, you want to roll out 2 snakes. And roll them out into balls. Press 2 balls on top of each other and roll them out like so to make the legs. Cut them off at an angle and apply them by pinching them onto the body. Then, twisting and pushing at the same time, pre-poke a hole with your needle tool. Slide on your head pin, pinch the boots, and make the 2 legs connect, and then bake the body and the head. Next, get out a thin strip of clay. This is a setting 7 on a pasta machine. And make the ruffles for the skirt. You want to pre-flatten that skirt with your fingers, and then flatten it even further on your work surface. Cut off any excess clay and scrape the skirt off your work surface using your blade, otherwise you might rip the skirt. Then apply it onto the baked body. Next, get out 2 white triangles, one for the front and one for the back, and apply them like shown. Smooth out the seam with a white strip And then get out another strip of black clay, make 2 indents with the dull end of your blade and wrap that around the arms that you prepared. You can pinch the arms at the bottom to make 2 cutesy little hands. Then get out a triangle, cut it down to the center and wrap it around the neck like shown to make the collar. Next, get out a strip of red clay to prepare the bow. Apply the elongated triangle shapes first because that's the ribbon that dangles down beneath the bow. Then get out a lighter red color, pinch roll it between 2 fingers, make an indent with the dull end of your blade and press that flat to make a tiny little heart for the center of the bow. Then attach that onto the chibi. Also make a bow for the back, then go ahead and bake the body again. Roll out a sheet of the hair color, wrap that around the head and pinch and cut off any excess clay. Smooth everything out using your fingers. Then get 2 balls of flesh colored clay and smooth them onto the head. Make 2 indents and connect those with a line and reshape the ears a little bit. Then measure the length of the hair, cut it out and texture it. Also cut out and texture the bangs. Then you want to line up the long hair for the back on both sides of the ears and then pinch off any excess clay. Smooth everything out and make the seams disappear. And reapply any texture if you lost it during the process. Next, apply the cutesy little bun on her top, on the top of her head, and texture that too. Then you can go ahead and bake her for one last time. After your chibi has cooled, you can go ahead and apply the paint in the eye sockets. Wait in between coats for the paint to dry, otherwise you're going to mess up on this part. I didn't draw or paint on any pupils just because I wanted her to have a dreamy look. So here is the finished character. Oops. Don't forget to glaze it after the paint has completely dried. And if you want to turn it into a necklace, then just go ahead and add some chain. I found this really cute chain that has beads on it. If you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and comment and subscribe. Sharing would also be much appreciated. What other characters would you like me to make? Write it in the comments below or write me an email at kawaiipassionpw@gmail.com. Hope to see you next time. Bye!